Hello, you lovely, lovely people. Again, welcome back. Whew, been a hot and look, sunburn. Again, I always get sunburn. I never learn by my own previous lessons. Anyway, I went fishing yesterday. Didn't catch anything, so I didn't video it. Or I did do some video, but I'm not going to upload it. Boring as hell. But anyway, an update on my wife's auntie and uncle in their new accommodation. And have they paid the rent? Yes, they have. And the landlord is very happy with them because, as I said, if you've been following it, the uncle is now working for the landlord, doing some more of these flats, if you like, or these apartments. So he's actually doing construction. So he's got a salary and he's able to pay everything. Well done. Good. Another thing that I want to talk about is you see a lot of videos, don't you, on YouTube about Filipinas being hard work, being in relationships with them. To me, I think that, I say my Filipina, my wife, let's just say my wife, because some people say my Filipina, she doesn't belong to you. No, she doesn't belong to me, but my wife. I think having a relationship here is much easy and more relaxed and chilled back than what it is in England. Really, I do. I think Filipinos are the most easiest people to get on with. Like my wife, it's very difficult to upset her. Very, very. I mean, I can push things to the limit if I want to. I don't want to though, but I could. But I know when she's going to snap, and then I just ease off a little bit. But we never get to them levels. Very, very rarely we get to them levels. And we used to get to them levels before. Maybe when I was getting used to her way of living and things like this and the timekeeping. But honestly speaking, I think Filipinos are the most easiest of people to get on with. And I don't know why so many foreigners have trouble. Honestly, I really don't. And when you look at videos saying dating Filipinos is this, dating Philippines, no problem at all. And people say, I don't even notice the cultural difference anymore. I think 'cause I've been here for such a long time, I don't take no notice of things anymore. It just seems like a natural thing. What I do find a little bit weird sometimes is, can you remember the video I did? I can't think it was yesterday or the day before. I can't remember, but of the big river, what they call the Crocodile River. Well, when we was walking through there, and there's like a bit of a wood, which I didn't video that bit. She was talking. And I thought, in Subanon or Subanen, in her language. And I thought, what's she doing? She said she was talking to the forest. Talking to the forest to wish no harm to come to us. And it doesn't bother me all that. But some of these superstitions that she has, and some of them are quite far out. Who am I to say, don't believe in that rubbish? If she believes in it, that's all that matters. I don't have to believe in it. Like windows, I don't know about, if you've got Filipina, if they have to shut the windows at night time. They have to shut the windows at night time. Well, me being British, when I was at home, and people might think, oh, it's cold in England, why'd you keep your windows open? I always used to keep a window open in the bedroom, always. Now, here, it's a no-no. And if the window's slightly open, she'll put salt. She puts salt by the window, and that's supposed to be to keep the spirits out. Now, as I said, who am I to go against that? So it's her belief, so I respect her belief. It doesn't necessarily mean I do believe in it, okay? But I do respect her belief. But this tampon thing that I think I've spoke about it before, and many other expats have spoke about it, but I think it's a good thing. And I'll tell you why, because when your wife, your Filipino wife, is in a tampon, it gives you peace. doesn't it? Because they don't talk to you for a day or so. It's brilliant. You got peace. Why complain about it? Because it works to your favour, doesn't it? So, if you're wanting a little bit of time on your own, you can start an argument, and get her in that tempo, and then you've got some peace, haven't you? You can go out and do what you want for a few days. And if she says, "Why did you go out?" Say, "Because you wasn't talking to me, was you?" I'm not going to sit in the house with no one talking to me. I'm going to mix with my friends. See, turn it round to your advantage. Luckily, or should I say unluckily, my wife doesn't have them. Very, 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 very rarely. Very, very rarely. Especially these days, because there's nothing to argue about. The house is finished. There's no more stress in the house, so no reason to have these episodes. What does irritate me sometimes, and I will be honest, people, is when you go around people's houses here, it's the damn cell phones. They never put them damn cell phones down. It's like they are, it's the cell phone is part of them. That's what irritates me sometimes. And some of these people, the men and the women, they got two cell phones. One for their mobile legends and one for communication. God damn, what's happening? And look at that on my there, though. And the swelling, where was it? Here, on here, when I got stung by the bee, is okay. I think I screamed more than what it hurt, actually. I didn't know what it was, did I? But it was a bee. Bit of a swelling, okay now. So yeah, the family is okay now. They've paid the rent. And like I said, the guy, the uncle, is working for the landlord, so no excuses. No excuses there, people. And they seem happy as pigs in doodah. And I'm as happy as a pig in doodah because I haven't got to worry about that no more. My wife, everything goes over her head with things like that. Everything goes over her head. Now, about a couple of hours ago, I've got to tell you this. She says, "Stephen, what do you think of this?" And she showed me this text message that she's here now. Look, she Mira, that text message. Did you find out if it was a scam? Still doesn't know, but I know it's a scam. What it was, her sister sent her a message that she got in a Gcash, and it said that $2,000 had been paid into a Gcash, right? Well, that's a scam for a start, because who's gonna? And she didn't know where it come from, right? So it's a scam, right? So they said, for this money to be released, you have to pay 300 pesos for the transaction to go through. Why can't they see that something like that is just a plain and simple scam? And she was saying to me, "What do you think, Stephen?" I looked at it, scam straight away. Because it'll say, "Congratulations, someone sent you to." I said, "Well, who's going to send your sister $2,000 for a start?" They just don't think. They think maybe they are too trusting of things like this. I don't know. Definitely naive. I think it's the thought of money. And I thought, why did they send it to my wife? Why did they ask my wife what she thought? My wife is just the same as her sister. She's naive with things like that, because there's been a few phishing scams that's come through, and she's, "Oh, look. They say that that I've got this money, but I said, Mira, it's a scam. Don't even open it." And there is links. I said, "Do not click them links. Do not click on them links." Whether she has or not, I don't know. The temptation, isn't it? It's a temptation of the dollar. The temptation. But yeah. And on about scams, we'll continue. Many Filipinos get scammed by foreigners. They do. Especially with this. It's like this pregnancy thing. Now, foreigners come over here. They get with girls, promise them this, promise them that, just to get their wicked way, okay? Which is a terrible thing to do. And then the girl gets pregnant and they just move on, don't they? They either move to different part of the Philippines or they go home. and then they leave the girl pregnant and fatherless child. So the scamming goes on here as well, especially online scams, where they might meet online some rich Filipinos, because there are some rich Filipinos out here, people. There is Filipinos out here, with money, and these experts, these men, they are experts at finding this. It's like Filipino scammers. Some of them are experts at finding vulnerable people, and that's what happens. These Filipinos send them money, because everyone thinks, it's always about the foreigners sending money back to the Filipinos, but some Filipinos send men money as well. So it works both ways, but I think the percentage of the Filipinos is there, and the percentage of the foreigners, I don't know, only because of the money situation. Right, fuel's gone up again. Fuel has shot up through the roof again. What's happening? What's happening, people? Is there an end to this? Where is the end? Is it coming? And I know, Mr. Trump has been asking Japan, Australia, Britain, and all that to send some ships to the Straits. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's going to be a prolonged thing or if it's going to be a short-lived thing. But I know one thing for sure: prices have gone through the roof, and probably around the world. But here in the Philippines, I'm definitely seeing less traffic on the road. Definitely. Because obviously people are budgeting their weekly spend. And, like fuel's gone up 12 or 15 pesos. That might now sound a lot to you. But for some of these people who earn 300 or 350 pesos a day in a culindaria or something like that, it is a lot of money. I'm definitely seeing less traffic on the road. I'm hearing more and more people talking about it. And like I said, it's not just the gasoline, it's everything else that goes with it. The logistics of getting the food to here, to the outlets, getting the food from, the ferries that come from wherever they're coming from. Everything goes up. When the price of oil goes up, you know that. You don't need me to tell you that. I mean, I'm not like an economist or anything like that, but it's just common sense. But people are feeling it here, people. They really are. Fishing yesterday, what a load of rubbish. I was took to a spot by an old friend that I used to go fishing with here. I haven't seen him for a long time. I said, "Where do you fish from now?" And he said, "Oh, we found this new fishing spot." So I said, "Take me there." Took me there, and it's on a beach, Bitaon Beach. If anyone's who lives in Dapitan, you'll probably know that beach. So I thought, Bitaon Beach, been there before, no good fishing spots there. And I said to him, "Where?" He said, "Oh, you got to walk around the side, like to the rocks." I thought, "Oh, okay." So we went there, and it looks a good fishing spot, but I'm not putting my life at risk. Walking around there at low tide, getting to the fishing spot, and then getting cut off. I'm not risking. It's not worth it. I'm not risking it for a biscuit for a fish that big. You spend all this money on fishing equipment, and you catch a fish worth £2. Listen, never take financial advice from a fisherman, because they spend so much money on the equipment to catch. It's just it's enjoyment. It's a hobby. But I thought, I'm not going there. So yesterday, we went to a place called Big Langley Court, and we did get scammed yesterday. We did get scammed. We went to Big Langley Court. I did a bit of fishing, no good, sunburn. And then we went to Rizal Memorial, Horsey Rizal Memorial, right? And there's lots of photographers out there, Filipinos with Canon cameras. Sir, picture taken inside I said, "How much?" 100 pesos. Yeah, okay. So we went in there, and he kept following us and taking pictures all the time. Stand here, do this, do your heart, and go like this. It was 100 pesos per picture. These pictures were this big, and they did look good. So I think he done 12, right? So that's like 1,200 pesos. I said, no, I don't want all them. And we picked out 2 or 3, and I gave him 1,000. He said, "Oh, I've got no change for that." I said, "Well, you can have these photos back then." He said, "Oh," I said, "I'll go and see if I can find change." It's true. Come back a couple of minutes later with, you had the 1,000 pesos. What do you have? And 400. So you had the 1,000 pesos that I give him, and 400 pesos. And he said, you can have them all for 600. I said, no, mate. I said, if you'd have said that in the beginning, you can have them all for 600, I would have probably bought them. But because you tried to scam us, no. So we bought 3, and he was like that. Basically like that. I thought, rather than try and scam, because I'm a foreigner, that's what it was, be honest about it, Well, it's 100 pesos per picture, sir. He didn't tell us that. He said it was because I said, how much of these pictures? There's 100 pesos. I thought it can't be 100 for all of them. But there you go. If he'd have said it's 100 pesos per picture, I'd have said to him, well, just do 1 or 2 of us together and that's it. But they don't. They follow you around. Say, sir, stop here. We'll take a picture here and blah, blah. And 12 pictures, 1,200. And then because I said, no, I want them 3. And they said, well, you can have them all for 600. I thought, no, because you've tried to scam us in the beginning. That's it. Once bitten, twice shy. Yeah. That's it, people. I'm done. So, over and out. Take good care, people. Bye-bye.